yourself.
Correct.
Do you consider yourself having been granted the opportunity to expand on the issues that you articulate in this statement, and that you shall proceed to do so?
Correct.
Thank you. Is there anything else you would like to draw the Commissioner's attention to insofar as this first statement is concerned, that perhaps is not directly reflected therein or requires some elucidation?
Perhaps I should just bring to the attention of the Commissioners that when this statement was done, Commissioners, it was in October of 2025. So the chart sheet that was attached was the chart sheet as it was at the time. The chart sheet might have been amended, but these are not documents that I engage with because they're part of the prosecution process. But I didn't want that there be any confusion. If this commission is sitting perhaps with a different chart sheet, why do I have this? This is given as it was at the time in October when the statement was deposed to. So there might be a difference in the chart sheets the commission might have as opposed to what is currently attached to this affidavit.
I must say, we, as the evidence leaders, did not conduct that exercise. We departed from the premise that is the same chart sheet. And the reason being, as you may very well be aware, during our engagement with investigator Colonel Padiachi, we dealt with his affidavit to the application for the issue of arrest warrants, and attached to that affidavit is a charge sheet. And that was prior to the arrest of the 26th of June. Yours coming as it does in October 2025, after the arrest in June 25, we assumed it's the same version of the charge sheet. Are you suggesting that there have been amendments to the charge sheet since?
No, I'm not suggesting there may be amendments. I just want to clarify that this is what I have.
Okay.
And I'm hoping that there isn't something different before the commission to clarify this is what I had and what I attach.
I'll have to come back on you. I'll have to come back to you on that one. We haven't made that analysis because we never assumed that we may be dealing with different versions of the charge sheet. So, okay, noted. Anything else? Are you ready to move to your second statement?
Maybe before you move on to the second statement, just so that I understand where we land, Ms. Sello has pointed out to you that paragraph 26, where you say if you are given leave to testify, you repeat it in paragraph 27, where you speak about the cases referred by Mr. Adams, depict the capture of systems and process for private interest. And this again you say, if you're given leave, you would testify more about it. So in respect of both paragraphs, have you said everything that you, now that you have, you're sitting there now, giving oral evidence, have you said everything that there is that you wanted to say about it, or you will still speak to what you say in those paragraphs?
I have said what I needed to say, but what I think I wanted to expand is I do appreciate that there might be questions from the Commission, and where I am able to assist, I am happy to assist with responses to questions.
All right, thank you.
Over and beyond what I thought I'm supposed to allude to.
Thank you.
Highlighted everything in regard to the first statement. Perhaps then let's turn our attention to the second statement. It would be under your tab 2, and it's the statement we confirmed is dated the 10th of July 2026. And it's a 9-page statement. This statement, Commissioners, will require us to go to the original Rule 3 or subpoena, because once again, as with Colonel Padiachi, the response to that subpoena, the response to that subpoena cross-references the subpoena's paragraphs and approaches an add paragraph on the basis of an add paragraph response. So I will have to each time then read the specific paragraph that the witness responds to, and then we will deal with what you state in the statement in regard to that particular paragraph. That way, the future readers will know what it is you were responding to.
Thank you.
Thank you. Perhaps we will do it at this juncture. Copies of that subpoena have been prepared. If we could give the witness the subpoena, just put it to the side, becomes relevant when we get to paragraph 7 or paragraph 6. And then the commissioners as well.
It will also be flighted.
It would be flighted, yes. So we will distribute that subpoena to the witness and the commissioners, and we will prepare for its flighting. Thank you. I suggest we start with your second statement. We will sort out the logistics here of the subpoena in the meantime. Thank you.
Thank you. This is the supplementary statement of Advocate Andrea Johnson, which we have referred to commissioners as statement number 2. I, the undersigned, Andrea Johnson, hereby depose under oath as follows. 1, I am an adult female South African. I am currently employed as the investigating director and head of the Investigating Directorate Against Corruption, IDAC, a unit within the National Prosecuting Authority, NPA, established in terms of Section 7, in brackets 1, capital A, close brackets, of the National Prosecuting Authority Act 32 of 1998, in brackets the NPA Act. I was appointed to this position by President Cyril Matamela Ramaphosa with effect from 1 March 2022 in terms of Section 13(1)(b) of the NPA Act. I have personal knowledge of the facts to which I depose in this supplementary affidavit. I file it in response to the subpoena served on me on 4 July 2026. 3. To the extent appropriate, I deal with matters arising from the evidence before the Commission. Where a matter is before court, under consideration by the prosecution team, or outside my personal knowledge, I state that limitation expressly. Paragraph 4. In October 2025, I deposed to a statement submitted to the Commission in response to a Rule 3 notice. That notice required me to deal with the following issues on which Lieutenant General Lt Khumalo had testified. 4.1, that IDAC allegedly and unlawfully operates outside its mandate in terms of Section 7(1)(a) of the NPA Act as amended, and 4.2, that IDAC allegedly pursued a criminal case against Lieutenant General Khumalo and other officials at Crime Intelligence in the furtherance of ongoing political interference in SAPS. Paragraph 5. On 4 July 2026, I was served with a subpoena in terms of Section 3(2) of the Commissions Act 8 of 1947, requiring me to appear personally before the Commission on Monday, 13 July 2026, to give evidence and to be questioned about the following. 5.1. Matters arising from the evidence of Lieutenant General Lt Khumalo before the Commission on 17, 18, and 19 September 2025. 5.2. Whether criminal syndicates, organized criminal groups, politically connected persons, or other unlawful actors have infiltrated, captured, exerted undue influence over, or otherwise compromised a police service, SAPS, the NPA, the Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation, Crime Intelligence, IPID, or any other component of the criminal justice system. 5.3. The nature, extent, and consequence of such alleged infiltration, capture, corruption, or undue influence. 5.4, the identity of the individuals, officials, office bearers, intermediaries, entities, and organizations alleged to have been involved in, facilitated, benefited from, concealed, or enabled such conduct. And 5.5, the factual and evidentiary basis for any allegations attributed to me in relation to the alleged capture, corruption, and criminalization of the components of the criminal justice system. Paragraph 6. The subpoena further requires me to give evidence on the following matters under investigation. 6.1. Allegations that IDAC operates outside of its mandate in terms of the prescribed legal prescripts, namely Section 71A of the NPA Act as amended. 6.2. That IDAC has allegedly pursued a criminal case against Lt Gen Dumisani Khumalo and other officials at Crime Intelligence in the furtherance of ongoing political interference in SAPS. 6.3. Allegations concerning my role in interference in criminal investigations and prosecutions. 6.4. The effect of such conduct on the functioning, integrity, and independence of the criminal justice system. 6.5. Allegations concerning the existence of a Khan-IDAC cabal in SAPS and your role pursuant thereto as made by Mr. Tulani Shongwe during his evidence at the Commission on the 30th of June 2026. 6.6. My relationship with Major General Khan and allegations that you disclosed to General Khan a SAPS docket relating to an ongoing criminal investigation against him. And 6.7. Any matter falling within the terms of reference of the Commission.
You respond to all these issues listed above from your paragraph 6.1 to 6.7. You start at paragraph 8. Chair, if I might just confirm whether it's ready to be flighted. I don't know if the witness was provided with a copy. She was supposed to have one before.
No were we.
No way you, Chair.
Aren't there hard copies to be shared? I should be addressing you, Mr.
I know, Chair.
Instead of the attorneys directly.
No, it transpires that I understand it should be coming soon.
Let's continue.
On the screen.
Yes.
I do apologize, and I will read it
I'm
out.
able to look at the screen for now.
And I will read out each before we deal with your response there just to make sure that you've seen everything. What we have on the screen for the record is a subpoena addressed to you at page 2. And you will see that, unlike with the one we referenced before, this is addressed specifically to you. Why is it not projecting? And hence you deal with the issues raised therein in your statement. At the first issue you were invited to speak to.
This has disappeared now.
I know, Chair.
Is it quick to resolve? I know you are not the technical person.
It should be, Chair. I'm not sure I understand what the challenge is. And when it comes up on the screen, I suggest going forward, we don't switch off the feed. We'll scroll through the feed and deal with all these questions. Oh, just when I find a solution. Chair, the copies of will retain what we have on the screen for the purpose of the public.
Just drop it, just drop it. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Apologies for that. Ms. Johnson, Advocate Johnson, to confirm, this is the subpoena you reference at your paragraph 6. It's dated, if you go to page 4 of that, it's a 4-page document, it's dated the 3rd of July, 2026. Correct. And you said it was served on you on the 4th of July, 2026.
Correct.
You confirm that's the correct subpoena?
Yes.
The first, under paragraph 2, you were requested at paragraph 2.1 to give evidence as regards allegations, and I read from the subpoena, quote, allegations that IDEC operates outside of its mandate in terms of the prescribed legal prescripts, namely Section 7, Sub 1, Sub A of the NPA Act as amended. Your response is at paragraph 8 of your statement, starting at page 4. I think it will take you to paragraphs 8 to 10, if you could then give your response to that issue. Thank you.
Paragraph 8 with then response to paragraph 2.1 states as follows. The IDEC operates strictly within its mandate. That mandate is set out in Section 7, 1, capital A of the NPA Act as amended. Paragraph 9, it also considers matters referred to it and arising from the state capture, the commissions that were colloquially known as the Justice and Party and Justice Nugent Commissions, and any other matter referred to it by the National Director of Public Prosecutions. 10, IDEC has not dealt with matters outside its mandate. That is in relation, Commissioners, to 2.1.
Thank you. If then we could turn to paragraph 2.2 of the subpoena, which states that, and I quote, IDEC has allegedly pursued a criminal case against Lt Gen Dumisani Khumalo and other officials at Crime Intelligence in the furtherance of ongoing political interference at SAPS, end of quote. Your response to that starts at paragraph 11 and its sub-paragraphs. If you could deal then with what you state at your paragraph 11. Thank you.
The response then at paragraph 2.2. At paragraph 11, I deny these allegations. I expand on this denial as follows hereunder. 11.1. IDEC has a prima facie criminal case against Lt Gen Dumisani Khumalo and other officials at Crime Intelligence. That matter was not pursued for any political purpose at the instance of any political actor or to advance any form of political interference within SAPS. 11.2. The investigation and prosecution have at all material times been dealt with through the ordinary prosecutorial processes applicable within IDEC and the NPA law. In those circumstances, and because representations submitted by the accused are under consideration by the prosecution team, it would be inappropriate for me in this affidavit to address the merits of the prosecution, the strength or content of the evidence, the contents of any docket, or any matter that may properly fall for determination by the court or the prosecution team. 11.3.
Before you move on, just to clarify, where you refer to consideration by the prosecution team, what is the prosecution team? Maybe, because I don't work in this space, my impression was representations are made to the National Director of Public Prosecutions.
if I could take Commissioner Baloy a step back. So when the prosecutions are instituted, one of the legal remedies is once certain documents have been disclosed, accused persons can make representations based on what is disclosed to them in terms of the docket plus the charge sheet. Step one is that those representations are first made through the prosecutors for the consideration either by a DPP, in our instance, by the ID. If their representations are unsuccessful, they then have the further recourse to make representations to the Office of the National Director.
So here you're still at that first step.
We're still at the first step.
Thank you.
With their representations having been received.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Baloy. You may proceed.
Thank you. 11.3. I say what is stated in the preceding subparagraph, not so as to avoid assisting the Commission, but to protect the integrity of pending proceedings, the independence of the prosecution function, and the rights of the accused persons. I emphasize, however, that I have not been directed, encouraged, permitted, or participated in any politically motivated prosecution or investigation against Lt Gen Khumalo or any crime intelligence official. And 11.4, prosecutors independently evaluate the evidence and make prosecution decisions. I perform an oversight function and am not involved in adjudicating the evidence in this and other matters. I have no insight into the dockets or the evidence contained therein.
Before we leave the question and the response, just to clarify two issues for me. Paragraph 11.2, I'm trying to appreciate what you are communicating there. And line 3, you say the matter is presently before a court of law. That's a criminal trial. Then you say, in those circumstances, and because representations submitted by the accused are under consideration by the prosecution team, it would be inappropriate for me in this affidavit to address the merits. My question is, it should have been at your instruction. Are we back to the invocation of the sub judice principle here, and which is an application that had been made at the start of this stream, but which has been determined by agreement between the evidence leaders and your legal representatives and communicated to the commission, the commissioners, the effect of which is that IDEC won't be invoking the sub judice rule. So I'm trying to place your response here in its proper context, because it would sound like it purports to revive the invocation of that rule. Am I misreading? And if I'm misreading it, please set me straight. Thanks.
Because there are already representations and they are made to the prosecution team, the prosecution team is adjudicating those representations based on the docket and the charge sheet. I don't know what the representations purport to allege. This process is still ongoing, and what had happened in the interim, and I would have to make, Chair, you did ask earlier about this issue of the ID being removed from matters. What governed that, or where is that? I will send the email from the National Director to myself.
Yeah, removed, not from office.
Not from office, but from the matter.
Removed in relation to or in respect of specific matters.
Yes, so I did find that email. I just have to make it available to Advocate Sello, where the NDPP then adds bits to that email. And it is on that basis, there's the representations that are being dealt with by someone. The National Director in the email also says, Advocate Sello, that there's a review to be held. And so my having asked to be removed and being released. When I don't want to talk about it, it's not about just the sub judice per se, but I do not want to have anything that might unduly influence those matters, given I asked to be removed because of the controversies around myself in dealing with these matters. I'm not sure if I make sense, except for that is how I...
But Ms. Sildo's question relates to your testimony here.
Yes.
And not to your quote-unquote removal in respect of the matters you refer to. So the issue is more about your attitude with regard to testifying insofar as those matters are concerned. And the direct question is, in respect of those matters, are you raising the sub judice rule, the effect of which would be that you will not be testifying in respect of those matters? That's the question. I'm not sure that you've answered it.
I think it's not the not wanting to testify, if I could please be clear about that. It is I don't want that it is later on that what I have said has adversely influenced those matters given their current status. I would have to wait for the questions, I assume, which might be a more logical